Well, thank you all for coming today. We're really excited to visit with you about this opportunity, and I know our guys are really anxious and eager to get to North Carolina, and excited for the opportunity to compete for a national championship again. I think it's been a really special season for us, and for me, I'm really thankful for our seniors, and you'll get a chance to visit with a few of them today. But our seniors have done an outstanding job of just creating an awesome culture within our program, and those guys have laid a great foundation, and that's one reason we are where we are today, is because of the impact that those guys have had on our program. And something I really appreciate about this year's team is this year's team has really attacked each week with a hunger to make our next game our best game, and I think that's something that's really made this group special. Is they've never been satisfied all year. They're always hungry to play our best game the next time we take the field, and I know they're eager to get to work and do that again this weekend. Excited to let you guys visit with these guys and Coach Menage. I think Coach Menage and Coach Kirch have done an outstanding job this year. I think those two and our coaching staff deserve a ton of credit. They've done an outstanding job of leading for our team, but also putting our players in positions to be successful. And I think they're great leaders, great role models for our players, and have really done an outstanding job of just putting our offense and our defense in the positions that they've been in to be successful this year. I guess we'll open it up for questions.
Coach, what's the preparation been like this week for the team?
Yeah, preparation, last week it was great having a week that we could really just focus on doing what we needed to do to improve last week. And this week it follows a normal schedule for us. We typically don't practice on Mondays or Tuesdays, and so being able to have team meeting today and meetings, and tomorrow's our travel day, so we don't really miss a practice or miss a beat. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, while we're out there, we'll have 3 really good practices and get after it while we prepare.
Talk about the transition to Jalen at starting quarterback after Blake got hurt. Did you think at that moment that you'd be sitting here today going for a national championship after Blake went down?
Honestly, going into the season, we as a staff believed we had 2 quarterbacks that could win a national championship with either one of them. And as we got into the season, and we were playing them both a little bit. Blake was doing an outstanding job, and when Blake got hurt, Jalen was able to fill in and really just hit the ground running. And he had prepared really well that entire time when he wasn't our starter. And we were just able to hit the ground running offensively and really just play great football down the stretch. And we feel like both of those guys were capable of leading us to this point.
What's impressed you the most with Jalen since he took over the starting quarterback spot?
Yeah, Jalen's done an outstanding job of just leading our offense. He's a great leader. He does a great job of just pushing his teammates and making that group go. He commands the huddle really well. And just his playmaking ability, he's an ultimate competitor and believes that he can succeed on every single snap, and that carries over to the group. And Jalen has just done an outstanding job of continuing to improve throughout the season.
Jalen, what's it been like being the quarterback this year?
Yeah, it's been awesome. It's been a crazy ride, I guess, to get here. But it's what I've always wanted to do, and getting the opportunity that Coach has given me and Coach Menage, it's been, I guess, what I've always dreamed of when I committed here. So, it's been awesome.
So what was the conversation during the game like between you and Coach McCarty when Blake goes down and Coach comes up to you and says, okay, you're in?
That was basically it. Just I'm going in, and I think everyone was pretty confident that I was going to be able to step in there and lead the team. And I think we were down 10 at the moment, but I think we all had confidence that I was going to be able to go in and turn that game around. But it wasn't really a conversation, I guess, that we had, but it was more just, there's ultimate confidence in me, I guess.
So how soon did Coach McCarty come up to you after that game and say, okay, you're the starting quarterback for the rest of the year now?
There was, we didn't really Blake was going to be out for a while there, and so the team was going to be mine, but we had to wait until, I guess, Blake came back to make that decision, I guess. But, yeah, I think I started the Mount Marty game, and then there's a couple other games that I started, and, yeah, really just hit the ground running like Coach said, and, yeah.
Did you get any flashbacks from a couple years ago then when you led West Lyon to a state title?
Yes and no. I think playing the position of quarterback, I guess you have some, I guess there was maybe some similarities, but I think the offense that Coach Minich runs is way different than West Lyon's, so this one's way more fun to play in. So I wouldn't say there's too many similarities, maybe more differences, but yeah, definitely the whole entire, just the sport and the team aspect of it, I'd say there's some similarities there, but yeah.
Okay. Is Coach McCarty's philosophy same to Coach Roseboom at all?
Yeah, I got asked this on the radio podcast. There's definitely some similarities between Coach McCarty and Coach Rosie. I think Coach, having gone through the West Lyon program just like me, I think some of the things that Coach Rosie stood for, you can see that in the way Coach McCarty handles himself, and I think all of us players here today embody those values that Coach Rosie stood for.
How did being in the system for a couple of years before this help you transition into that starting quarterback role?
Yeah, I think I spoke about this earlier in an interview, but kind of just the things that Coach Kirch told us defensive guys, just having that blue-collar background with Coach Kirch and coming to work every day with, our lunch pail. That's kind of, I guess, helped me just bring that mindset kind of to the offensive side of the ball. So I would really just say that thing.
So, Cade, what's it like having Jalen Gramstead at quarterback compared to Blake Fryer there?
It's a good question. I would say, they both do a really good job of leading our offense, and they're both great people to be with. I'm good friends with both of them outside of it. Jalen's run game that he's brought to the offense is really special, and just the way he's able to create plays is, it's very Tyson-esque. Scramble and just that part of it. So I would say, his run game is really special.
So with that, how is this run to the national title compared to 2 years ago?
Being during the normal football season first, not in the spring, not having all those months off.
Yeah.
But I would just say that just our preparation, we've gone into every game with the utmost confidence. Where we were on the road a lot. Last time we had to upset number 2 and number 1 to get there, and kind of going into this year being at home throughout the whole playoffs was really cool to experience, and we just had that ultimate confidence, I think, that we were going to win every game we were in.
So this is for anybody then. How much did that first game loss to Morningside help fuel you guys this year?
I can go first. It was just knowing we had a long ways to go yet. We kind of shot ourselves in the foot, I guess I would say, in that game multiple times. Just knowing that if we dominate the details and just focus on ourselves and where we're at right now and just trying to get better each day, we knew we could be in the position we are now.
Yeah, I would just say, like Kay touched on, you either, use a loss it either can be a loss or a lesson. I think we just learned a lot from that game, and it's helped us to this point.
Something we talked about, the guys after that first game, was just finding a way to be better every single week, and this was kind of our goal, or the guys' goal, I should say, by the end of the season, was to be at this point. So we just talked about, September 3rd, if we get better every single week, where can we be in 3 months from now? So kind of like the guys said, it was kind of a block for us to build on, I guess, from that point, and a lot of learning moments.
And then
Question for Coach.
Go ahead.
Coach Vidia, how obviously the offense has really been clicking on all cylinders, and particularly in playoffs. And you have a lot of weapons on that side of the ball. How do you go about incorporate play calling, incorporating all that in that mixture of pass and run, especially with Jalen with his ability?
Yeah, I think just every week we look at, matchups and what we feel like we can do best that week and who we feel like can win, like I said, in certain matchups. So I think every week you might see a little bit different team and a little bit different style, and the stats look a little bit different, and that's just kind of like how our staff feels about what we can do that week to win. And we kind of feel like we got so many talents at so many positions that if you want to try to take something away, we feel like there's another guy that can beat you. And really it's a testament to our guys. We don't have any selfish guys that necessarily care who's getting the ball. It's just about winning at the end of the day. So, but it kind of changes a little bit week by week, depending on how we feel.
How do you look forward with Keiser approaching them with their
Yeah, they got a good defense. Obviously, the last couple of weeks they've played pretty well to beat who they've beaten on the road is pretty impressive. They've been pretty good against the run, so we know that'll be a challenge. But we ran the ball well, and I feel confident in our pass game too. So we'll kind of have to feel it out how the game goes and just see where we can be best at.
Right. Coach McCarty, I guess that same question too. How do you assess Keiser on both sides of the ball? I guess offensively and defensively.
Yeah, they're an outstanding football team, and the run that they've been on, and to have to travel and be on the road and knock off number 4, number 1, and number 2, and in the 3 weeks that they've been in the playoffs, it's an outstanding run. They're a really good football team. I think it starts up front for them. They're great on the offense and defensive lines, and we know we're going to have to be able to control the line of scrimmage if we're going to be successful on Saturday. And they're a really good football team. There's 2 teams left playing, and so we feel like we're a really good football team too. And our approach is going to be the same as it always is. Our approach is going to be focusing on us and how we play, and that's where we'll spend our energy.
They obviously, I'm sure you're aware that they haven't lost in NAIA. They played some upper division schools early in the year, so their record, might have been deceiving going into the playoffs, what they obviously have shown. But what they could do, like you said, with those road wins.
Yeah, and they tested themselves early, and I think that's something for them is they felt like that would prepare them for this postseason run, and it obviously has. And they're a great football team. There's not a lot of weaknesses on their team.
Do they compare with any of the other teams that you've faced this year at all, or are they pretty unique?
They run the ball really well. They have 2,000-yard backs, and I don't think we've seen a team with that this year. In terms of overall talent, they're very similar to the last couple teams that we've played, probably. And with Morningside, and they're a really good football team, and that's what you expect at this point. And ultimately, it's going to come down to who plays the best on Saturday is going to be the team that wins.
Are any of you guys disappointed that you can get another shot at Morningside at all?
I think I speak for most of the team saying we would have rather played them in the semifinals than any other team, because I think we believe we would have beat them this time coming around, just with our weapons and our ability to play the game on offense and defense as a whole. So,
What's it been like for you building chemistry with Jalen over the last several weeks?
whoever's throwing the ball to me isn't a huge impact. I'm just going to play the best I can of whoever's playing at quarterback. But with Jalen out there, I know there's ability even after he's been running around and been chased by the D-line that just keep continuing to play, because the ball's going to end up downfield somewhere with him at quarterback.
So then, Jalen, how nice is it to have all these experienced receivers to throw to week in and week out?
I've said it before, it makes my job easy. We got All-Americans with Cade and Mike, and Tanner's been doing a good job, and Ben Vandergrind, and I got a plethora of athletes around me that make my job easy, so yeah, it's awesome.
Does your arm ever get sore, considering you didn't throw much at West Lyon at all?
No.
More in one game than you did an entire career.
Yeah.